Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be having minced, what do you call that, like chili con carne, I think that's what you call it. Yeah, chili con carne, that's what I'm going to have. Anyway, a little while back I bought this from the co-op. It's a big piece of mincemeat, normally £3. I got it for £1.94, so that's like a pound, a little over, a couple of pence over a pound off. Now what I'd done, before I froze it, I opened it up, cut it in half, because it's hard as hell to try and cut it in half once you've frozen it. So cut it in half before. I've used half of it already, and now I'm going to use the other half here. Okay, that's going to be that. I've got to go find the sauce, but I'm going to be putting some peas in there and some sweet corn. It's frozen sweet corn along with the peas. I'm going to be putting about a handful in there, and also I'm going to be putting in some frozen broccoli. There we go. It's I'm going to put I don't know, 2 or 3 of these chunks in there. There you go. I'm going to put them in. What I'm going to do today as well, I'm going to, there you go. I'll put two large ones and a small one in there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them in the microwave. Put some water in there, cook it in the microwave, I don't know, about 5 minutes, and then get the water out of them, to remove them from the hot water, and then when the time comes I'm going to throw that in with the mince and the sauce. And also I'm going to be putting in, I don't know how much that weighs, I just threw in a bunch. I've still got a load of chips from when I did the Asda £25 challenge. These chips were left, so I'm just using up the last amount there. Well, there's still some left in the bag, so I'm going to put those also as well. Okay, now the next step, I've got the vegetables cooking in the microwave back there, and in here, let me just fix this. I've got the block of mince, which is well and truly thawed out. Now there's quite a lot here as well. It's going to be quite a big amount of meat, as you can see there. Anyway, I've put some oil in there, possibly a little bit too much oil, but you know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be, once I'm done cooking it, I'll spoon out the oil into that little container that you've seen before, the one where you put the you know, you took the lid off and turned it upside down for a funnel. Anyway, that's where I'm going to be putting the excess oil. So yeah, it's just a process of heating this up. It's all pink at the minute. So I'm going to cook it, I'm going to fry it until it's all brown, right? You don't want any pink whatsoever in here. None at all. It's not like you need as much pink gone, you need it all gone. Alright, so you're going to cook it, I'm going to cook it till it's nice and brown. Then the sauce, then the veg, and it's all going to be good. Now, while I'm cooking, I figure I'd, you know, have a drink. I haven't. My favourite drink is vodka, but I've been doing some cider reviews recently, which I'm not uncertain. I mean, I like the cider. I'm not certain that the videos are very popular. They get a lot of watch count on them, so I figure what I'll do, I'll drink those, and then I might switch back to the vodka. I don't know, with the occasional, you know. But anyways, oh, that's the veg. So yeah, so it's just I haven't had vodka in a while, so I'm going to be drinking that with my dinner. Shop brand vodka with shop brand lemon and lime. There you go, it's pretty good. Lemon, it's lemon, basically lemonade with lime in it, you know. Yeah, and I'll tell you, drinking it out of an Uncle Ben stir-fry glass is really handy. I've mentioned this a few times. I don't know if you can see there that it's actually wider at the top there. So it's handy if you're sitting in front of the telly and you've had a few of these, and it slips. You've got a little bit of a wide top there to hold on to. At least it gives you an extra chance not to spill it on yourself. Okay, the vegetables I put in to begin with. I put them in a big jug. I'll show you in a moment. And I put them in for 6 minutes. They're still not quite cooked, so I'll put them in for another 6 minutes while this is cooking. Okay, it's okay for the veg to be done first because I can put them to one side and then throw them in here at a later date. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the spatula and just chopping it up, because what it is, when it comes out of the food grinder, it comes out in like little slivers, but it's all packed together. It's a bit like if you had say a ball of string and you compact it all together and stuff it into an envelope or something, a box or a bag. You know, it all gets, you know, tangled up and knotted, and that's what happens with this. So you've got to sort of go in there and chop it up. There you go, just chop it up, get it all separated. Well, in case I forget to tell you later on, for dessert, I don't often eat puddings. I have the occasional ice cream. Alright, but what I did, I was in the co-op there. Actually, a quick shout out to Dan. He asked me to do a recipe similar to, another shout out, Chris the Butcher. About a week or two ago, he did a video where he had a burger. It's like a burger and a bun, but instead of the bun, he used a jacket potato. So, cut a jacket potato in half, sandwich a burger between it. Dan asked me to do the same on my own version of that, so I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I'm going to load that in a few days. Because I've got videos stacked up on the computer, so I'm about three ahead. So, actually I had a point just saying that, I don't know why, but anyway, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be having a dessert. What this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 donuts, normally costing 65 pence. I got them for 16, 1/6, and because it's they're up tomorrow. They've got a habit of putting the reduced labels over the bloody date, right? Like a pain in the ass they are every time. But I can see it looks like the 14th. I think, which is tomorrow. God, I wish they wouldn't do that, you know, it makes it life awkward trying to having to get the label off it. But I think these are up tomorrow, so I've got a bit of, yeah, the 14th for the 4th, which is tomorrow. Okay, anyway, so that's what I'm going to be having for my pudding. Okay, now the mince, which I'll show you in a moment, is done. It's a little bit darker than I would have liked. Because I was talking about them donuts, and the meat got a little bit too dark. Well, not, you know, darker than I normally want. Anyway, all right. So, anyway, there is the mince. As you can see, it's quite dark. It's plenty brown. Okay, and what I'm doing now, as you can see, I'm taking the oil out of the pan. Okay, next thing to do, I'm going to put on the sauce. Alright, there's another close-up of the sauce, another close-up of the mince. It's all cooked. Now what I'm doing, I'm showing you that while I'm explaining that I've put the vegetables seem to be boiling away in that big pot, which I'll show you in a while. I've put them in for another 3, just to be sure. The chips are probably about 15 minutes away, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this meat off the heat, just for a few minutes, let the chips catch up. Because what I don't want is to put the sauce in here, have this cooked, I was going to say to perfection, I don't want this to be cooked until it's finished, and then I've got to wait 10 minutes for the chips. I don't want that, so I'm going to hold off on this. I'm just going to take it off the heat for a few minutes. Okay, this is the big container I was telling you about. I got this from for £1, I think, in either Poundland or Wix's. Yeah, I've used it a few times to mix stuff in it. Anyway, yeah, what I did, I put the broccoli, sweet corn and peas in here with some water, microwave. Seems to be a lot easier. I'll see how it, you know, and seems to be a lot easier. Probably more economical in the microwave than it is paying for electric on the hob here. Anyway, So in a few moments I'm going to take that out and put the veg into, eventually, once this is heated up, I'm going to put this on to 7 out of 12. Now the meat is cooked, remember. All I've done now is I've poured the chili con carne sauce. I still can't get used to that. It's in reverse. If I move this to the left, it shows it on my right hand side of the screen. It's can't get used to it. Anyway, Uncle Ben's chili con carne, medium strength. Now I don't know how much. Normally I write the price on here, but being that it's an Uncle Ben's and it's a name brand, I would only have bought this if it's on special. And when it's on special, it's for £1. So that's probably how much I paid for it. Because if it's much more, I figure screw them, right? I'll pay for the. I'll go for a Co-op brand instead. You know, same price. Normally a bigger jar, or even cheaper. You know, it's only the same price as the Co-ops. In fact, even when that's on £1, it's not much. It's only 10, 15p more expensive than the Co-op brand. You know. Anyway, you know what? I think I'm going to put an extra ingredient in here. Right, I'm hoping it's not too late, but I'm going to be putting some peppers in here, I think. There you go, I'm going to put quite a generous amount, hopefully that'll, anyway, that's enough of that. Hopefully they'll cook through, I hope, because I mean they're frozen, right, so I think it'll be alright. Normally I would fry them before I put them in there, but if need be, I'll just turn it up a bit. Anyway, just an extra. So if you've got any peppers laying around the freezer, there you go. It's just a side thought. Okay, the next step. Nearly forgot all about it actually. What I'm going to do is it's time to take all the veg. In fact, I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to take the veg and pour it into the mixture of the meat. What I've done, I've taken most of the water out, just so it's going to be a little bit easier to handle here. Yeah, I mean, another way would be just to put all this into a colander. There you go. So I'm going to put all that in, and I'll show you them mixing it up. Okay, so all the vegetables are added, and the last thing. We'll just I'll tell you what this is. This is going to be some really good dinner. I mean, a lot of this is. I had a fair idea of what I'm doing here. You know, I'm going to do the mince with the sauce. Then I was going to put the broccoli, peas, and sweet corn. And instead of roasted potatoes, I'm going to put chips in there. All right, which what you might be able to hear cooking in the background. There's another 5-10 minutes left on there. And then the peppers. The peppers were just an afterthought. You know, I mean, basically, the more the merrier. You could put any veg on this. You know, I mean, you could put a bed of potatoes, and then slop it all on the top. You know, basically, you know, you could put Brussels sprouts. You could put onions. I don't know, all kinds of veg. Anyway, so it's more like it's like a lucky dip. You just throw in all the little scraps that you got. If you're trying to empty out your freezer and you've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, use it in one of these. Right then, the last step is the chips, and the chips are done. So I'm going to pour them in the bowl. You might be able to see that this is bubbling away like crazy. This is going to be really good. Oh boy, let me tell you, this is going to be one solid meaty egg. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I had a restaurant, I'd be whipping this up. Let me tell you, this would be the first thing on. It'd be top place on the menu. It's big, wholesome, hot, lots of veg. Yep, this would be a big winner, I think. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm chopping the chips up, because what I want to do is to be able to eat this with a spoon like I normally do. I don't want to be messing around with a knife and fork. Who needs that? All right. So I'm going to be cutting the chips up into small bite-sized pieces. There you go. All right. Now this is, the trouble is with this, right, the pan is slightly wider than the hot ring that it's you know, which means around the edges get the least amount of heat. Okay, but okay, I'm gonna, it's not whining, right, I'm gonna give this one more minute and then I'll pour it on the chips. Right, I've turned the heat off and now, there you go, I'm gonna pour all this on top of the chips. Oh boy, look at that. Oh. Now, I mean, I've used chips because I happen to have them in the freezer. If I didn't have chips, I'd probably do a boatload of roast potatoes. So, you know, either way, I mean, chips, you know, basically they're just potatoes, really, you know. Anyway, have a look at that. Now, now give this a mix. Get the chips from the bottom onto the top. Now there is, what do you got there? You've got broccoli, peas, sweet corn, that's 3. And then you've got peppers, 4. You've got 4 added vegetables. That's on top of the peppers, tomatoes, and kidney beans that were already in the Uncle Ben's sauce. Mm. Mm. What I was thinking of this, doing with this earlier, was putting rice with it, but I thought, you know, I've done that before. Why don't I do something inventive? So, yeah, you know, I tell you what, this is quite good. Mm. The chips are really good, considering that they're, well, they're like £1 a bag, I think, from Asda. You know, you buy the Basics own brand. We're at £1. Mm. Oh. Now this is one good wholesome dinner. Let me tell you, if you're, I mean, I say, you know, if you're like working all day, working outside, you come home, you've got everything you need here. You've got a big stack of meat, 4 different veg on top of what is already in the sauce, and you've got your chips. I mean, like I say, chips you can use, you know, roast potatoes or boiled potatoes even. You know, it's all good. What else? Yeah, you know, I mean, you could even put onion rings in this as well as all of what I put here. You know, that'd be good. If I had onion rings, I'd probably put half a dozen in there. You know, it's all good. Anyway, get hot. There we have it. Mince, chili con carne sauce, chips, a load of veg, and there you have it. Hopefully that'll be a screensaver. That'll be really good. Anyway, let me know what you think. And I tell you what, I'm actually quite proud of this one. I mean, I like pretty much all the dishes. Well, I say pretty much. I like all the dishes that I cook. But some are more inventive than others. Mm. This one I'm particularly proud of. You know, I like this one a lot. So, if you like this as well, and if you're in a position to put this video onto Facebook, Twitter, any of those kind of channels that, you know, I've got no clue about. If you're able to and you want to help me out, if you could, you know, put this video on, especially this one's good, and any other you like, maybe put that out there, let everybody who wouldn't normally have a chance to see my videos, maybe give them a chance to have a ganders. That'd be really helpful, and thank you for doing that in advance. Anyway, there you have it. Bye bye.